Could these fragrances be amongst the best releases of 2025? Let's unbox them and find out. Hi, I'm Chris, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL, thanks for joining me. You may or may not know, I've just returned from the TFWA exhibition in France where I discovered a lot of fragrances and I came home with two that I just need to talk to you about. The first one is from Memo Paris. This is called Odeon. This brand is probably the most well known for African leather, which I really enjoy. It is a fantastic fragrance that gets a lot of hype. Is that one worth the hype? What do you think? I really enjoy it, but personally I prefer some of the other fragrances. Their newer release of Abu Dhabi, I think, is fantastic. A couple of the other leathers, Italian and Irish, I love those. African leather's great, but I think I prefer a couple of the other leathers. Let me know what you think about it. All right, so technically this isn't a 2025 release. It came out in 2020, but there is a new presentation. It's been done in collaboration with the artist Jean Julien. That is not the version I have. I have a 30ml bottle of the original design. As far as I know, it is the same fragrance. It's just this new presentation is new for 2025. So let's have a little spray and I'll tell you about this fragrance. I have to come clean. This is not my first smell because I did receive a sample from the event I went to in Cannes, so I wore it a couple of times in Cannes. I've worn it a couple of times since. The notes are rose, rose jam, sandalwood, patchouli, cashmeran, tonka bean, amber and musk. Apparently this fragrance is inspired by the Odeon district in Paris, which is a bustling district full of arts and culture, which smells of rose jam. Arts and culture and bustling districts smell of rose jam. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, I don't know, but it's inspired by that area of Paris. So the smell is definitely a rose forward scent. It's not a rose that I would associate as being a feminine rose. Like some rose forward fragrances I feel lean too feminine and I can't wear them. Not with this one though. This is, as the notes say, a jammy rose, so it's got this sweetness to it. But even though the rose is quite prominent, it seems to be blended nicely into the other elements of the fragrance. There's a woodiness, there's a muskiness. It's quite a sexy muskiness actually, and the sandalwood is giving a little bit of creaminess. There's patchouli, and I think it's sort of a patchouli that's giving a little bit of a chocolatey patchouli vibe. There's something in this that's giving some freshness. I can't quite work out what it is. Almost like a pine fir-like freshness, but there's nothing like that in the notes. Maybe it's just the type of rose or rose oil or rose essence that's been used that's giving this little bit of green pininess, but it definitely has a fresh vibrancy to it. And that's exactly what my hairdresser said when I took it in for the hairdresser test. I love it when I go in to see Emma because if I wear a fragrance, she'll always give me a good, honest critique. Some of them she doesn't mention, but this one she did. She said, "What are you wearing?" I think that smells brilliant. I said, "Does it smell like it leans a little to the feminine, or is it somewhere in the middle? Is it unisex?" And she agreed with me that she thought it was unisex. And she also said, without me prompting her, she said it was a head turner. She said that if she smelled someone wearing this and they walked past, it would pique her attention and she'd want to know what the fragrance was. So it definitely has an impact. It's an impactful head turner. And whilst the rose does remain for the life of the fragrance, I would say it definitely fades a little bit after the first sort of 10-20 minutes and everything just blends into each other. More of the woods come out and the musks and the patchouli, but the rose is always there. So it's fresh, it's vibrant, it's energized, it's full of life, it's attention grabbing, and I've really been enjoying this fragrance. I've found performance to be really good. It's not projecting like it's going to fill the room, but it's projecting nicely, and I feel like the notes are dense and heavy and robust enough to hang around for a while, so I'm getting decent longevity out of it as well. So no quibbles with performance at all. Another thing to note, and I think this is awesome, and I had a little go at doing this when I was at the event in Cannes, this fragrance can be bought in a set with 6 30ml fragrances. So you buy the full size fragrance bottle and then it comes with 6 little bottles of fragrance this size, 30ml, but they are all made up of a single one of the notes contained in the fragrance. So that gives you the opportunity to boost, to accentuate, to exaggerate certain elements of the fragrance. So one day maybe you want to feel like a bit more rose, or maybe another day you want to boost the musks. You can do that. You can make that fragrance completely your own. You can change it every day. The accord that I decided to boost in this fragrance is date. Now, it seems a little strange that date isn't listed in the official note breakdown, but I'm assuming there is some date in there if we've got the bottle of the date accord. Anyway, I sprayed date on top of this, and it just layered so well. That sticky, candied fruitiness of the date. I love a good date accord, and paired with that jammy candied rose and the slightly chocolatey patchouli, the creamy sandalwood, it just worked so well. It actually made the fragrance even better. So if you are interested in this fragrance, you can have a look at that set and see if you think it's worthwhile purchasing. But overall, Odeon from Memo Paris, thumbs up from me. Another event that I went to in Cannes was a Micallef event. Now, I don't know a lot of Micallef fragrances. This is the first bottle from Micallef that I have. They did gift this to me at the event. This one is right up my street, and I did smell it at the event, but there was a lot going on. I remember enjoying it. I can't really remember it, so I'm going to open it here, smell it again, and let you know my thoughts on this. Again, we've got a lovely presentation from Micallef. The Micallef bottles are beautiful, completely unique. Don't know any other bottles that look like this. This is called Notorious XO. Okay, hold tight for these notes because there's cognac, pepper, leather, tonka bean, cinnamon, oak moss, cardamom, vanilla, amber, sandalwood, praline, and musk. You know I love a boozy fragrance. Some of my favorites contain cognac, Kilian Angel Share, Roger Parfums, Enigma. Let's spray Notorious and see how that cognac is smelling. It smells good. A good cognac note for me doesn't just smell of cognac, it smells of the inside of an oak barrel that cognac has just been left in for years, and it's just seeped into the wood, so you've got that mixture of oaky woodiness and the cognac. That's what I'm getting. Certainly in the opening, that's all I'm getting, this oaky cognac. I'm not really getting any praline or vanilla or oak moss. I think perhaps it's going to settle into those notes in the dry now, but the opening definitely is a big old woody cognac. Okay, I've given it a few minutes and I feel like the leather's coming out now. It's like this really luxurious leather. It makes me think of someone drinking a cognac in a gorgeous, luxurious private members club, sitting on a leather chair, looking distinguished, looking sophisticated. The image of the person wearing this fragrance is someone who is very quietly confident, very content in life, has achieved great success maybe. It's just a bit of a boss fragrance. It's quite a dark fragrance. I think the perfect time to wear this is autumn and winter, so a very timely release from Micallef. It's not a massive room-filling projecting fragrance, again, like the Memo. It is, I think, sitting quite close. There is, I feel, obviously some projection going on, but it's definitely gonna stay a little closer in. I think it's gonna be a bit more intimate. People will probably have to get a little closer to you to smell this fragrance. So perhaps this would be a good intimate fragrance, like maybe a good date night scent for the autumn and winter. I think I'd probably choose to wear this on a dark autumnal or winter's evening for an event, maybe quite a formal event. I'm dressed up pretty smart, spraying on this fragrance. I think this is gonna be perfect. So that's it. I just wanted to let you know about two fragrances I discovered in Cannes, two fragrances that I'm really enjoying. One that I knew I would enjoy based on the notes, one that I perhaps wouldn't have thought I'd enjoyed, but it's just nice to go out of your comfort zone a little bit, for someone to encourage you to try something that you wouldn't normally gravitate towards. So I'm really glad I went to the Memo event and I got the opportunity to have a little 30ml bottle of Odeon, because I'm going to enjoy wearing this. Notorious is a brand new release though. This is a 2025 release for Micallef. It's available now, I believe, so I think you can probably go to their website or wherever they're selling their fragrances. Notorious XO is available, as is Odeon. Have you tried these? Let me know. I'd love to hear what you think of them. I hope you enjoyed this video, something a little bit different. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you do all that, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.